Hey everyone, welcome back to Futures Trading Reviews. This is a video that we've all been waiting for, the 1 week update on the Holy Grail Algo Account Builder Challenge. This is my Discord where I'm posting the results daily. You'll find the link in the description below if you would like to join and look at every single day along with me. And live updates at the end of the day. So that's all here. Basically, we ended the week plus $1,834. So that's a very good week. And we will go through all these charts and images here. I have them all here so you can see them. This is day one. On day one, it hit the max loss. The max loss is set as like minus 525, but since a losing trade is $300, if it takes like a trade at minus 400, then you're gonna end up past the minus 525. So it was done trading at about 11:30. It took 5 losing trades, 6 winning trades. Since it is a reverse 2-to-1, so the loss is 2 times the win. Like break even is not good enough for this. And one thing I want to make clear is with this algorithm and the data that we're going to look at later that HGA has posted on their website, you should not expect to win every day, especially with automated or algorithmic trading. With this one specifically for the NQ, reasonable assumption would be to have 2 losing days in a week. There's only 2 instances, I think, in the year of data that they posted where there's 3 losing days in a row. So if you have 2 losing days, 3 winning days, then you come out ahead on the week. If you have 3 losing days and 2 winning days, you come out break even. So it's a pretty good setup because of the max loss being minus 525 and the max profit is 850. So yeah, like I said, pretty good setup. You'd have to have a really bad week to end up in the negative. But this week was pretty good. So this is a strategy performance report, and you can do this at the end of the trading day or at any time during the trading day on your control console in NinjaTrader. And we're going to do a market replay later in the video, so I'll show you how to do that exactly. So we had a 54% win chance, or win rate, which is, like I said, not enough. The average, I think, is like 74%. The average losing trade is 305 because there's slippage because of market orders, as well as commissions factored into this. So the commission was $31 today. That's pretty good. This data, like the profit per month, max time to recover, longest flat period, MAE, MFE, ETD, they're not useful information on when you're just looking at one day. They'll be useful in Strategy Analyzer and Market Replay with larger data samples. But they're really just, we'll go through the definitions later, but they're kind of just another way to like state the maximum potential profit and maximum potential loss in some kind of weird formula that we'll look at the definition of later. So we'll look at the actual trades. So it took, like I said, 11 trades, 6 winners, 5 losers. But again here, the loss is double the win. So that is what it is. You can expect to lose. Mondays are kind of rough sometimes. Depends how much news is on the day. Fridays can be rough as well, depending how much news there is. There's like, for futures trading, there's a very fine line between the right amount of news, not enough news, and too much news. When there's not enough news, the market doesn't move very much, and so it does make it harder to stay trades. It stays what you call in balance. So that's what can happen usually on like Mondays and Fridays from lack of news. So at the end of the day, the accounts that we started out with 0 were minus 654 and minus 729. So the difference is the copy trader slippage with market orders. So it's going to be a much bigger difference than if it was using limit orders, but this strategy wouldn't work with limit orders. So that's just part of the deal. It's like not a big concern. So then day 2, we had a nice maximum win day. It was actually a very quick day. It was 0 losing trades, so it just went 6 straight. It was done by 10:25, 10:30-ish after starting at 9:30. Yeah, so that was a very nice second day to make up for the first day, plus get some profit back. Again, 6 winning trades, 100% profitable. Again, these numbers are meaningless on one day. Commission is $23. Not much to say here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all wins. Yeah, overall pretty happy with this day. This is a perfect day, to be honest. Like, you start at 9:30, you're done at 10:30. Can't really get any better than that. So then after being in the negative, we came back to positive 227 and positive 147 on the 50K. Again, because the slippage is always going to be the gaps there, because if it happened on one day, there's like a chance that it could make up for it by slipping in the reverse way another day, but yeah, it's just going to be, they're not going to be the same number. This is day 3, this is Wednesday, so it's also a maximum winning day. We did have 1 loss. It did also finish at about 10:30. 10:35. The loss was the first trade of the day. That would have been 9:35, because these are 5-minute bars. And then all the rest were wins, so it made up for it. With this strategy, if you get 2 losses in a row, then you're like as the first 2 trades, then it's done for the day. So luckily that didn't happen. So yeah, 9 trades, 8 of them wins, one loss, 88%. So this is also like 13% above the expected percentage. So this was a great day as well. 9 trades. See how it takes like 2 wins to make up for the 1 loss there. Just another example of that. And at the end of that day, we're up basically $1,000, and that is great. At this point, since it's a Wednesday, if the next 2 days were the max losses of like 550, then we'd be back to break even on the week. But what happened on Thursday was not a maximum profit. It was 1 trade away, 1 win away from being maximum profit. It did trade the full day. So the time is like 9:35 to 2 o'clock, and then this blue means that it's turned off during that time. It comes back on for 20 minutes at 3. It didn't take any trades between 3 and 3:20. So like if you're using this strategy and you don't want to run it until it gets all the way to, or you can't, if you have to leave early or whatever, like you can take your profit when your account's in the green. But for me, for this experiment, I want to run it to the max profit or max loss, no matter what. And I'm always here to watch it, because there hasn't been any errors for me this week. But I can guarantee you that with any algorithm, there's always going to be one error. Usually it might come from the copy traders part of it. So for copy traders, I do recommend Replikanto instead of Apex Trade Copier. Replikanto, they issue like somewhat regular updates to it. Apex never updates theirs, or at least they don't send them out in emails. And Replikanto has like a couple more features. I will do another review video on Replikanto. So again, this was Thursday. So yeah, the total net profit was 750. This is the exact average rate. So this is what an average day would be, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, the predicted win rate of like 73, 74%-ish. This was another successful day. It just took all day to get there. And we do have a massive 30 trades because it was running all day. It takes a trade every well, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to take a trade every 5 minutes, but it can not take more than one trade in 5 minutes because of how it works on bar close, and I will explain that in the market replay section later in the video. So at the end of that day, that was Thursday, we're up 1,700. So that means that this happened on a Thursday, so that means that no matter what happened on Friday, we're still going to be plus 1,000 for the week. Wasn't sure what to expect because there was almost no news except for Fed speaking at like 9 a.m. today. So it was kind of like a balanced day today, and we'll see that on the chart. So it traded in this range here for a long time. This line, or this level, was the last level to be formed. So when it came down to under here for under this 14,796 for most of the day, there was no more levels for a while. It takes a long time for the template to draw a new level. So this one wasn't drawn until 11:35, looks like. And we broke this other level at like 10:15. And then we never actually went down below this level, so yeah, I never traded there. It went up here once, got another win to make it positive on the day. It was break even over here. So this is what I was explaining earlier with the Mondays and the Fridays. They're going to be more, you could say, sketchy, I guess, depending on the amount of news. I prefer more news than less news, definitely. Especially with levels-based trading, you don't want them to be bouncing all around in there, and that's what you stay like in balance in there. You want the breakouts through levels to make your profit. So it's only up $117 on one. Like the other account is like 122. 71% win, basically around the average. Only 7 trades, even though it was on all day, but it only took 7 trades versus the other day where it was on all day and took 30 trades. So it can vary a lot. And we finished the week with plus 1834. So that's a very successful week because we only had one max loss day. Today you could say it's break even because it's only plus $100 or whatever. And then we had 2 max profits and 1 almost max profit day. So this is a very successful week. I do not expect every week to go as well as this week does. But makes for a great first week in the reviews. Alright, so now we're going to go to NinjaTrader. We're going to look at the strategy analyzer. And then we're going to run some market replay. This is where I'm going to clarify some things for this experiment. This is the template that was available last Sunday. They have since released a new one that started on Wednesday, I think. Most people probably downloaded it for Thursday. Personally, I wanted to continue with the same template we started with, as well as I like this one better because the estimated profit of 53,000 basically is better than the other two combined, and I'm kind of okay with the larger drawdown than the other two show. The drawdown can be misleading as well. So I'll touch on that a bit. For the max drawdown, it means the amount of money that has been left on the table, not the maximum that you will lose in a row. To see the maximum you'd lose in a row, you would want to look at analysis tabs, and we'll get to that. So what I mean by money left on the table is it's exactly like Apex and ETF, where they have the trailing drawdown. So if like the trade goes up up 22.55, and then goes back down to break even, and you close it at break even, then you've just left 22.55 on the table, and that's what it means by the max drawdown. So again, it's not the max loss in a row. We do see the average of 73.62, basically 74%. Again, this is from January 1st to September 30th. It's the same. It's the default days that they have loaded on this template, and it's what they showed on the website before they replaced it with the stuff on Wednesday. That's why I'm showing it to you in NinjaTrader. So you can see that the average losing trade is minus 300, because that's the way the template is. You either lose 300 or you gain 150 minus like the slippage and commissions. Because there is no trail or break evens on this, so you can only have one of the two options, unless you close it manually yourself, but I'm not doing that for this experiment. It's saying that there's a possibility of it winning 16 trades in a row. And so we know from earlier in the video that that's not going to happen on the same day. So because the 6 wins in a row is a maximum winning day. The maximum losers in a row is 5. And we know that's not going to happen in one day, because if your first 2 in a row are losses, then you're done. I mean, that'd be like 5 in a row is negative 1,500, so there's no way it's going to happen in one day. So it's just saying like there's a possibility that could happen, but again, when we get into the analysis, it's probably going to show that that never happened. Yeah, the average number of trades per day over the 9 months was 9 trades in a day. The average time in the market is 3.2 minutes. The average bar is 0.35, which means that because it's a 5-minute bar and it's only 3 minutes, it's not going to be more than, well, it could be more than 1 bar, it could be more than 2 bars, but the average is less than 1 bar because the average is less than 3 minutes in a trade. The profit per month estimate on this is a valuable number because it is over 9 months of data, and it does average all the months together and then divided by 9 basically. So that is pretty accurate. The chart that I'm going to show you a bit later is going to show that the lowest month was 3,000. And so that means that historically, it is saying that the longest it would take you to pass a 50K account would be 1 month. The estimated max time to recover is 17 days. So what it's saying is the worst that can happen is like you go negative on a couple days, and then it takes you 17 days to get back to break even. again, not really sure why it says this, because when we look at the chart, it's not going to show anything close to that. Same with the longest flat period. It's saying that it could be flat for 14 days, and that's most likely not going to happen either. So somebody was asking me about the MAE, MFE, and ETD. So I'm going to look at the definitions of those. They're not very useful in my opinion. The MAE is maximum adverse excursion, and the MFE is maximum favorable excursion. So maximum adverse excursion is basically the max loss during a trade, and the MFE is the highest profit during a trade. And the reason I don't think these are helpful numbers on a chart, even on the 1 year chart, is this one. It should be, if it was the maximum adverse excursion, which means the maximum loss, then it should be saying 300, not 145. So I just don't understand these three ratios, and in my opinion, not very important. You can look into it yourself if you're really concerned about it. So what we're going to do is going to look at the analysis. So this is basically a graph from 0 all the way to $53,000 or 52 something. So it is a very smooth graph. It only goes red for a little bit, and you can see that in the cumulative net profit is only negative 305, and this is the historical data. So basically what it's saying is, like, if you had a cash account, not a prop firm with trailing drawdown, but if you had a cash account of like 2,500, which is basically the same as a prop firm's 50K, then your account would never blow with this historically. It's gonna again, this is historical data, and it's not gonna be the same as real life performance. In terms of like the most accurate to least accurate, the strategy analyzer is probably the least accurate. Then you have market replay, then you have your sim 101 account, and then you have your evals and PAs and cash accounts. So that's why I'm doing, every review that I'm doing is going to be on an eval account, because it is like the most accurate. One thing to touch on that is it does depend on your data feed provider. So I have, for the 2 experiment accounts, are from Apex, and like today they were up 120, let's say, but I have Trade08 for other charts, and it hit the max loss because there was one trade where it hit the stop loss on Trade08, but it didn't hit the stop loss on Rhythmic, and then it turned around to be like a full win. And so today it kept on going on the Rhythmic accounts, which is the ones that we're using in this experiment. So you can do this yourself. Like I said, you can scroll through all these numbers. You can see in this column here, it's not many negative days in a row. There's 2 in a row there, 2 in a row there, 2 in a row there, 2 in a row here, 2 in a row here, 3 in a row there, 2, 2, 2. So you have, obviously you're going to have more winning days than lost days, otherwise the strategy is not going to work. Another way to visualize that is net profit. So each one of these is a day. So you can see 2 wins in a row. I'm assuming that was like a holiday or something. This is in January, or weekends. 2 losses in a row, 2 wins in a row, 4 wins in a row, a gap, and 3 wins in a row before the next loss. Where is the 3 in a row loss? Should be in August. Oh, it'd be here. Because there's like a day in between. That's why it looks different than up here, but yeah, still 3 in a row. So what I did to do this was I went from the summary to analysis, the daily period. It's going to show up default as this. You change it from cumulative net profit to net profit. And that's how you see that. Then you would change it to weekly to see that according to the strategy analyzer, there's only 2 losing weeks in the time period. The monthly averages, like I said, the lowest is 3,000. That was in September. Highest was, come on, it's probably like 11,000. It's not gonna pop. Yeah, 10,500. And so what it does, this is how you get the average 6,000 a month. Like I said, worst case scenario, historically 3,000 a month, best case 11,000. And then you can look through like I did on the earlier in the video with like trade reviews. These are not going to be accurate because they're a strategy analyzer. They're not market replay or anything, but that's just going to be the 2,000 something trades that it's going to, or sorry, the 1668 trades. You can see that on here. But that's not really helpful. Okay. Before we move on to the market replay, I want to emphasize again that the reason that I'm running the experiment accounts through the news, like such as the Fed talking, any like war news from Israel or anything like that, I'm not turning them off. I'm letting them either hit max loss or max profit each day. And the reason I'm doing that is because when you look at this 53,000, the strategy analyzer, and also market replay, none of them, there's no way to like filter out news events. I think HGA is actually working on a way to figure that out, but for the most part, strategy analyzer is going to include all the news that happened between January 1st and September 30th. So I think, like in my opinion, the most accurate experiment would be to just let it run through everything to try to match it to the strategy analyzer or market replay. But Holy Grail Algo and basically anybody with any algorithm will tell you don't run through the news. It's gonna be negative more often than positive. That was not the case this week. This week with our 1800, we did much better than the people who turned it off during the news. But yeah, their disclaimer says don't run it through the news because like long term it might not work out the same way it did this week. Yeah, so a good source for the news would be Forex Factory, and this is this week. And this is what I mean by like a lower news day on Mondays, because compared to Tuesday, there's a huge difference. And so what Holy Grail Algo would tell you to do, if their algorithm was running at 8:30, which is not, they would tell you to turn it off for like 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. They would tell you to turn it off while the FOMC members are speaking, and any red folder news. And so see what I meant here. So this news is before the trading template. This news is during it, and the rest of everything, there's no news. So that's how you can end up with like a kind of like a boring day in balance. We got lucky this Monday that we didn't, because we lost this Monday, and that's probably why. Tuesday, right before we start news, news all the way through to the end of the template is 320. So it's, the news helps drive the market to make it go through the levels, and not stay in balance. So there was more news on Wednesday, and so for this website, basically anything that's like red folder HG, I would say to like turn it off, and also probably orange folder. And then you look at today, and the reason that we only, in my opinion, the reason we only got 120 bucks was because there is only FOMC member Harker speaking, and literally nothing else during the trading hours. And so that's why if we go back, should be to there, it just stayed in this range, and then nothing really to drive it this way, except for the London close is 11:30, so usually something will happen at 11:30. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do a market replay of this week. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull up new NinjaTrader, close everything down except for the chart that you want to do market replay on. So it's going to be the NQ December 23 5-minute chart. What you do is first you would do tools, historical data. I have a lot of data. I paid for some of this data. NinjaTrader will let you download 3 months backwards. I have like 2 years worth of stuff because I was helping testing different algorithms that might be mentioned later in this channel, might not be. Long story short, you come down here, click get, so it's going to look like that. You get market replay data, NQ December 23. So it starts at September 18th because the other contract ended at September 15th. And so let's say we wanted to do that. We go back here, click September 18th, download, and it's just gonna like it's not gonna show up because I'm not on the right data connection. Actually, you need to be, or no, I am. You need to be connected to a prop firm or any other source of data to download this market replay stuff. And you're gonna have to do it every like individual day. So you click the 18th, download, 19th, download, 20th, download. It sounds worse than it is. You don't have to download the weekends because none of the algorithms that I've come across are going to run on Sunday evenings. So you just need Monday to Friday. So then once you have, like I have all of NQ 1223 because that's up to today, which is available. You'll notice the data here ended at 5 because that's when the market closed. So what you do once you have it all downloaded, you need to first disconnect from your prop firms, and then you connect to playback. It's going to pop up this window. I don't know why it does that, but you just hit continue. And once it's done, so now we're in playback, and so it default loaded to October 4th. What we're going to do is just this week, so you do the start one, you change to 16. Or you need to change the end one first sometimes. So ended on the 20th, started on the 16th. We go to the chart. This is how you load the this gap is here because that's from like Sunday night to Monday, or sorry, Friday to Sunday night, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this so this is how you pull up the actual strategy in Holy Grail Algo. For those of you that don't have it yet, you right-click on the chart, you click Strategies. There's 2 different versions. This is their older stuff. Some of it's still good, but the one that we're testing and the stuff that looks promising is the levels. So you can double-click that. It will come to down here, and you can see this is just like a default template. What you want to do is load click template and load. The NQ 5-minute is the default one. You can make your own templates for like different contracts and like different stop losses. So what this is, since the stop loss is like 525, 550 on a one contract, you would want to change it to 1,000 stop loss on a two contract, and a $1,800 or $1,700 win also on the two contract, because you're basically just doubling the value of whatever the one contract is. So we're going to load the regular one that we're using for this challenge, and now it's changed to the 30 ticks, 60 ticks, so that's 7.5 points, 15 points. Another thing to clarify is with HGA strategies, if you want to do 4 contracts, you see this order quantity number 1, it's number 1. You cannot change it to 4. They recommend you do not do that. So what you do instead is you leave that as 1, and you see all those targets up until 4. So the maximum contracts you can do for HGA is actually 4. I forget their reasoning, but this is how you have to do it. Somebody confirmed it for me today that you still have to do it. So what you do is you make all these numbers match. So obviously you're going to put 1 there, and then you're going to put the 30 ticks, 60 ticks, and that's 2 contracts now. 3 contracts. 4 contracts, and then you hit apply, and also the P&L limits of 525, so we would times that by 4. So we're just gonna say 2,000 for easy math, and then 1632. Yeah, 32,000. I think. 34,000. That makes more sense. And then that's how you have your 4 contracts with a daily P&L. It's just times by 4. So what I'm gonna do is just again go to load the regular one. And now we're back to 1 contract, 525, 850. And the times on this are 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then it takes a break, and then you're 3 to 3:20. And again, this is the one that was available on Sunday, not the one on Wednesday. But what you can do is you can download the latest version, and then you can recreate this template. And so what I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to download the new version and recreate this template for you guys, and I'm going to put the XML file in the Discord. So again, look at the description below to find the Discord, and you can find the XML file there. I'll tell you where to put it. Anyways, so you would select your account that you want to be your lead account, but it's going to be Playback 101 for market replay. I'm going to hit apply. Okay. And then it has it's giving you the Holy Grail level strategy version number. A D means it's disabled. What you do is come back here to Control Center, and now these on the strategy tab, this is popped up now since we added to the chart. Click the enable. It's going to calculate, and now it's going to draw some levels. And now what we're going to do is do the market replay. And obviously you don't want to sit here and wait in 1 time speed. You can run any different combination of speed. I'm going to put it at 1,000 for now, and then we'll slow it down when it gets to 9:30. Just so you guys can see how the algorithm works. Alright, so we have 100 times speed, so for this it's going to move every 2 minutes. And it's going to pause for a sec here. A major difference between the version that I'm using and the version they put out on Monday is that the one I'm using, it will not take trades until 9:35, and the newer one takes trades right at 9:30. This week, all the 9:30 trades have been losses, and that's why part of the reason why this experiment is doing better than what they were getting on the Zoom is because I was not in any of the losing trades from 9:30. So again, when I recreate this template for everybody, I'm going to make it so it doesn't trade until 9:35 instead of 9:30.
Order filled.
And so you see how it just happened really quickly because I have it at 50 times speed. I'll try to slow it down. The first trade of the day on Monday was a win. So the reason it happened was at 9:30 they moved to the new bar, the 9:35 bar. The bar went long, broke through this level, so it was the conditions for a trade long are still true. It happened to break another level, so it's still going long through another level. The conditions are still true. And then at the bar close, so at 9:35, it enters a trade as long as the bar is still through a level and is still green. So say it like at 9:33 it went up here and then back down, and then it went all the way down to like a short. It would should make it a short trade instead of a long trade if it ends in the bar. If that bar ends red, sorry, and the bar ends green, it should put us in a long. So this long was a quick win. Quick 150, so your profit's gonna, or your P&L is gonna be there in this area. And we'll keep going at a little bit more speed. I think this day ended
Order
at like 11
submitted.
or something.
Order filled.
I'm just gonna let it play slowly on this day because I know that some people haven't seen it work yet, so this is what it looks like.
Order
Just
submitted.
slightly sped up.
Order filled.
So there's the first loss of the day, and it made us break even. It's not going to show the commissions on the market replay. What you would actually be would be like minus 15 because of the three trades. It's like $4 commission per trade on the NQ. So we had the 2 wins to make us 300, then
Order
we lost
submitted.
301.
Order filled.
Now we're back up to 150.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted.
If it's going to match the live trading, it's going to start losing
Order
soon.
filled.
There we go.
Order submitted.
So that was one loss. It's to make us down to break even.
Order filled.
Now we're negative 300. So if it wins, if
Order
it
filled.
loses the next one, it would be out. But it won that one, so we're back to 155. And again, it's taking a trade every 5 minutes as long as the
Order
conditions are
submitted.
true.
Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, so now it's past the profit and loss limit. So what happened? I'm going to pause it here. So it pops up with the P&L snapshot. And I will quickly compare this to what actually happened. So this is the actual day. That's going to stay on your screen. And this is, let me just make sure. Yeah. And so this is why it's, this is the point that or one of the points I'm trying to make, that market replay and eval accounts are going to be different. And so again, in order of accuracy, it goes strategy analyzer, then market replay, then your sim account, and then your eval account on the prop firm that you're planning on using. So with Apex, it's Rhythmic, and then ETF or whatever you want to do is you want to use Trade-Evade so that you can combine them both. So there is the difference. This one has 5 and 5, the other one had 5 and 6. So how I got the strategy performance to pop up, you come back to the console. You cannot disable this. If I disable this, all the information would disappear. So what you want to do is get this first, click strategy performance, and then real time. And it's going to show what it shows down here, that we have negative 755 for the day. Again, this number is useless on a one-day chart because it's like it's just not going to happen. As long as it shows your maximum loss is negative 300 and your max win was 150, then there is no issues with this. Sometimes when you're running a market replay, you'll get a crazy number like minus 1200, and that means that there was like an error somewhere. So you have to go into the trades and find that error. But this is what I post on the website. So again, so it's gonna pop up here. I post this on my Discord, and I post this on my Discord, and I post the picture of the chart every day on the Discord. Yeah. So aside from watching me do this in market replay, I'm just gonna let it play now. I'm gonna speed it up because we're not gonna sit here all day watching it go through the week. Yeah, so they have the HGA has daily Zoom on their website. He doesn't really talk much right now because he's working on other stuff. Basically, if you get on at like 9:20, the host will talk from like 9:20 to 9:30, kind of give his analysis for the day, what news is coming up, any updates on the algorithm. So basically, you want to be there from like 9:20 to 9:30, and then generally stop talking at 9:30. Watch a couple trades, and then as important news happens, like for example, like breaking news, one of them was like a bunch of rockets launched at like Israel or something, and that's not going to show up on the Forex Factory, but it does show up, or the host knows about it and he'll let you guys know.
Order filled.
Also, when the Feds
Order
speaking.
filled. Order filled.
He seems to always know when they're done
Order
speaking,
filled.
and I don't
Order
know how to find
filled.
when they're done speaking. So it's a little confusing. This day matched what happened on Tuesday, the 6 wins in a row. The only reason it's the P&L snapshot's going to be a little different because there's no commissions on this market replay. Yeah, so basically what I mean is to, at least for the first couple weeks you guys are using this, you want to be on that Zoom every day. And then he used to like talk about, like anytime a trade happened, he would narrate it basically. But right now, I know that they're working very hard on all these updates, and they're still working on like different charts, not just the NQ and the ES. So most of the time he's not speaking as much as he used to, but it's for the benefit of everybody because they're definitely working very hard. So I do recommend to use a Zoom, and then if you don't want to do what I'm doing and just let it run to the max, then they'll tell you on Zoom like when's a good time to disable it and re-enable it.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna let the market replay run to the end.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So if you're not interested in like the results of the market replay compared to the live results, then you can. It's basically the end of the video for you. I'm gonna put my referral link on the screen. It's all gonna be in the description of the video as well. Like I've said in other videos, every time you use either a prop firm, anything to do with futures trading, or even like if you're into crypto, you always want to use somebody's referral link.
Order filled.
For me, for this channel, it helps purchase evaluations and algorithms to share the results with everybody. So if you don't want to use mine, get one from somebody else, and then eventually you can use yours to get like a little bit of the money back using your referral link, as long as you get other people to use yours. So like I said, just make sure you always use one, because somebody's always going to have one. And it just helps like the whole like trading community, and hopefully it'll help you in the future.
Order filled. 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 Order filled.
Yeah, so here, I'm just going to stop this for a second. We have a major difference in the market replay and the evaluation again, where this one is a full loss day. The evaluation was plus 750. It might be because of the commission difference, but it's most likely because the trade filled at a different time, because this is using like exact data with no data, like no millisecond difference between Rhythmic and Trade8 and NinjaTrader. And so this is one of the reasons why I want to do the market replay, just to show you guys that it's really in your benefit and for the benefit of others that I run these on evals for the experiments, because it's going to be the most accurate. Because like I said, it's a massive difference between a losing day and a winning day. And once it gets to the end of the trading day on the 20th, we'll go back to the control center, look at the strategies. So what it's saying, the strategy is only sitting at plus 300 on the week, on as of Thursday. But for me, it was like plus 1700. So obviously that's a very big difference. And so I guess like you'd probably be wondering why you're supposed to use market replay when you're testing new strategies. Is it kind of gives you like the starting point that you would then want to run your sim account on and then your evaluation account on. So it's still a very useful tool, and it has to be done, especially like not on this algorithm, but if you're testing like a new one, a new strat, you can have like a $11,000 profit month, but then the next one will be like down 20,000. So obviously you have to change something. And so what you want is at least 6 months back of profitable months before you move on to like the next steps of trying it on sim and evals. But when it comes to coding a strategy, it's going to behave differently on market replay. So you can run it on market replay and have no errors, and then as soon as you move to sim or to evals, you can have a whole bunch of different errors. And so it's the whole process of like building a whole algorithm and strategy is you move from one step to the other, and the challenges pop up in the next step and the next step and the next step, and then it should be safe enough to run on evals, but you're still going to get errors. So when you're making or producing a strategy, it's a ton of testing hours. That's a very nice part of HGA. I think I mentioned this before in the other video. They spend thousands of hours on these, and there's like way more than just one person working there. I think they have like at least like 4 developers, other dedicated customer service people, and they even hire like outside data analysts like review the strategies before they put them out. So that's like an incredible value for $200 a month, or the 2,000 for the year. Especially if it's going to cost you 200 for the month, and then this week's already up 1,800. I mean, it pays for itself, but you have to. Personally, if I'm ever starting using a new algorithm, I'll always do on an eval first. You never want to risk your PAs with a new strategy that, as we've seen here, is a massive difference between the market replay and a strategy analyzer and evals. So again, evals first, then PA, never PA first. Yeah, if you guys have any like specific questions, like pop into the Discord and just put them in the chat. I might not always be able to respond to this because I do a lot of other things as well, but I'll do my best to get back to you, or the other community members can answer the same questions probably. I know there's a bunch of experienced people in there. So yeah, overall, like in summary, amazing week this week on the eval account. We got the plus 1,800. In the market replay, it only shows plus 295. And as you saw earlier, then you can look at all the trades, try to match them up to live if you want to. But again, yeah, so in summary, plus 1,800 on this week. It was probably a better than average week. We'll see what happens next week. Pretty excited for next week. There's a definite possibility that the 50K account could be passed by like as fast as Tuesday. It's unlikely, but it's a possibility. So that would be cool. If you're going to use a trade copier, definitely try out Replikanto. get the 20% off code. There's one, I have my code in the description, but you can get one from Replikanto just by asking them an email, or you, like I said, use somebody else's. So Replikanto over Apex Trade Copier. Use evals. We made 1,800, and it only costs 200 for the month. Again, with the prop firms, if you're using Rhythmic on Apex, then you can go to other prop firms and use Trade8. I gave a video review of ETF earlier in the day. Unfortunately, they were forced to make a big change where they can't allow you to have 20 accounts anymore. You're only allowed to have 3. So that's a big hit to us. But I think that the purpose of the company that forced them to do that is to make people get used to using higher amounts of contracts instead of spreading it out over accounts. Because when you move to a live funding, you only get 1 account, but you can use a lot of contracts. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll do another update for the Holy Grail Algo next Friday at the end of that week. But like I said, in my Discord, I post it every day, every trading day. So yeah, pop in there, and you can see the daily results.